Well, hello YouTube, this is Layout123 and this is part 2 of the Triang Collection video I did, and today we're going to be taking a look at the dock shunters and another look at the Transcontinental loco and a few things along the way. So just sit back, relax and enjoy. And let's start off by looking at the dock shunters, and they are freelance locomotives, which means they're not based on anything real at all, they are just what they are. Let's start off with the first ever dock shunter, and that would be the Black 5. And interesting things to point out about the Black 5, we will point out the differences as we go along, but the Black 5 is different to the Black 3, because if you look at it, the writing on the Black 3 is bolder, and the buffers are also different on the Red 3. And this is the first variation, and then we move on to the second variation, which is a very rare Red 5, and this is, as far as I know, the first Red 5 on YouTube, so cherish this moment. Very, very nice, and it took me ages to find one of these. If you find one, get it. Get it while you can. Then obviously we have the Black 3, then the Red 3. And then we move on to the Transcontinental locos, the TR, Shield and Triang railways with no buffers. And then once again we move on to another one. This is the Australian market style one with no buffers once again, and the running number 20071. And then the final variation, which is this one, the TR Shield, with the same running number, and there should be one in between the gap here, which is this one but without buffer holes, but I haven't really got round to getting that one yet. So, well, that's pretty much the dock shunters. And before we move on, just another quick thing to point out is this little dock shunter is the one I have in the siding with the light in the top of it. It's got no motor inside it, but I needed the motor for that one, and I bought this and had it just sitting around left over, put a light bulb in it, and that's just a nice little added on feature of my layout. And one thing to look at with the dock shunter is it's exactly the same bogie as the Transcontinental Diesel, which is what we're going to move on to right now. And here it is, and this is the second time it will have featured on Layout123. It has been on here before, so I'm not going to go into it in too much detail, but a very nice loco with the horns that are exactly the same as on the dock shunter, and directional lighting in either end in the little thing here. We've got so much character as the Triang range, and I think if Hornby took a leaf out of Triang books, they'd be doing a little bit better than they are at the moment. And now moving on to this, which has been an absolute nightmare for me. This is a Class 101 DMU, I believe. It's got no motor at the moment because the motor in it didn't work when I bought it. I'm looking at getting one for it, but at the moment, if I want to use it, I take the motor out of the Triang blue Pullman and just put that inside it. But again, lighting at the top, got the British Rail logo on the side, and the roof is, well, pretty nicely detailed. I do certainly think Triang did an absolutely great job with all of this sort of stuff, because it just looks absolutely stunning. Move on to my personal favourite, the blue Pullman, which is such a famous train, and I can't believe they didn't preserve any of these in real life. Such a shame. Withdrawn in 1973 when they did the reverse livery and they had the custard dipped yellow ended ones, but this to me is the perfect version. And my one, for some reason, I don't know if you know this, doesn't have the crest on the front. So if anybody knows why that is, can you send a little comment below? And obviously not forgetting the centre coach even, with the words blue Pullman written on the side of it, and all the little seats inside. It's just an absolute masterpiece. It's It's trying at its best for me, this model. And now we move on to the Cabooses, and this Caboose is my slightly battered and slightly beaten one, but it's different to this one, and I'm not really sure why. This one has a slightly different depth of writing on it. The writing's a little bit bolder, and it's a slightly different colour, and the reason for that would be is that Triang never really, when they were mixing the plastics, they could never really get it right, the sort of same shade each time, which is why, if you were looking closely earlier at the dock shunters, and not all the same colour even if they are red. This one has the little part here, this one's missing it. I'm thinking of making one, but I said that about a year ago and still haven't done it, so pretty lazy. But yeah, that is the Triang made in England Cabooses, which is the American equivalent to the humble breakdown wagon. And now just the last few items. I've gone through this pretty quickly just looking at the time. This is a Triang low loader, if you want to call it. I'm trying to think, I've completely forgotten the name, that's dreadful. And underneath it's got the let's call it the trap door, which can be opened and closed to put the coal inside, which I think is just an excellent idea really, because then you can also open it and it will drop down like that. Whoever thought of that idea is pretty clever, because most of the Hornby ones don't have that nowadays, and this is an added on piece that we put in as part of it, but just, yeah, pretty much just a piece of ordinary plastic, not plastic, sorry, cardboard, then the little bit of the coal stuff that you can buy from magazines and model shops, and now everybody's favourite surely, the exploding carriages. You gotta love these. This one, as I said, there are sort of two features to these. You can either have it exploding or not, and I've set this one up. Is this the one I set up not to explode? I did set up one of them not to explode. Bear with me here. No, that's the one I've set up to explode, definitely. Yeah. No, it wasn't. Heard it. That's what you get when you don't plan properly. See, this one I haven't set up to explode. Oh dear, what a disaster. That was a bit of a fail, but yeah, they explode. I've done a video on these already, so I won't go into it too much, but yeah, that's pretty much it. That is my Triang collection, everybody, and I hope you enjoyed this silly little video by layout 1, 2, 3. I mean, it's nothing crazy or anything, but it's just a little video to show you what I have in terms of Triang stuff. I hope you all enjoyed it, and don't forget to continue liking, subscribing and commenting. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I'm going to leave it there, and see you all soon with some more train reviews and silly videos. Thank you very much.